beef. All I get to eat is chicken. When I'm all alone and I'm cutting weight, I tend to get in my feelings. And all I want is that cow. Don't pass me no chicken. I'm gonna cut all of my weight away, then fuck all this nutrition. Everybody acting suspicious, might probably say that I'm tripping, cause I just ate a whole plate of ribs and I'm fighting in a few minutes. But I got tired of all that rice, got tired of all that spinach, got tired of all them vegetables, cause every time I wake up in the morning I got burgers on my mind. Lettuce, pickles, ketchup, and tomatoes all on mine. And all these pussy niggas hating, but they really want my fries. But I can't let them do it. I got burgers on my mind, bitch. I got burgers on my mind. 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 I got burgers. Bust down, I'm a units, bust down, I'm a units. They wanna see me bust down, beat her up, then take that bitch crown. Beat her up, then take that bitch down. It's not a game, not a game. Bust her, bust down, bust her, bust her, bust down. It's not a game, not a game. Bust down, I'm a units, bust down, I'm a units. They wanna see me bust down, beat her up, then take that bitch crown. Beat her up, then take that bitch down. It's not a game, not a game. Bust her, bust down, bust her, bust her, bust down. It's not a game, not a game. I ain't a new face, baby. No, I ain't. I'm every woman's nightmare. Beat your ass, little bitch, and I don't fight fair. Hit you with the pipe with your man standing right there. I'm the baddest chick in the UFC. Don't a bitch at 115 know what to do with me. I'm the queen, or I will be when I beat you. I know Pat gon' wanna kill me when he see you. This not a game, not a game. You must be high off them drugs. Think you tapped that blunt 2 times too much. If a bitch relax against me, guarantee I put that bitch on her back. You gon' catch these damn hands. I eat the pussy up, now it's a lesbo scene. Give a bitch a reach around, ain't a bitch that can beat me down, ain't a bitch that can keep me down. So now I gotta put down, I'm a unit. They wanna see me bust down. Now take that bitch down, down. Yeah, I now make that bitch tap, not a game. I said take that bitch down, down. Yeah, I now make that bitch tap, it's not a game, not a game. Bust down, I'm a unit, bust down, I'm a unit. They wanna see me bust down. Beat her up, then take that bitch down. Beat her up, then take that bitch crown. It's not a game, not a game. Bust her, bust down, bust her, bust her, bust down. It's not a game, not a game. Bust down, I'm a unit, bust down, I'm a unit. They wanna see me bust down. Beat her up, then take that bitch crown. Beat her up, then take that bitch down. It's not a game, not a game. Bust her, bust down, bust her, bust her, bust down. It's not a game, not a game. Yeah, they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wishing on me. It's Tony time, bitch, I don't care who's fucking with me. Staying away from tiramisu's a struggle for Khabib. You don't wanna fight, you wanna cuddle with me. My elbows are knives and I'ma cut you with these. I don't really give a fuck who's with me. If this fat fuck will make weights a big mystery. If you were smart, then you would probably pick me. To submit Habib at UFC 223. To submit Pettis at UFC 229. Tony time. Tony time. I knock out, sometimes I choke. I might be the lightweight GOAT. If my leg didn't get broke, would've probably beat Khabib. Then moved up and fought with Lee. Either wait for GSP. You don't wanna mess with me. Tony time. Tony time. I knock out, sometimes I choke. I might be the lightweight GOAT. If my leg didn't get broke, would've probably beat Khabib at UFC 223. Then moved up and fought with Lee. Either wait for GSP. Woo! What is going on, full-time family? It is time to start the show. We've got some madness going on in the world of MMA. We're going to talk about some current events on today's show, today's live podcast over here on UFC Yankovic with your boy, full-time MMA. Then we're going to get hyped for these fights this weekend because there's a great card. UFC London's going down tomorrow. Salute to Stamina MC. I think he's going. Maybe Leon Dubison as well. Forward, if you're going, I hope all you guys enjoy your time. It's going to be epic weekend of fights, and we got a lot of just news I really don't enjoy talking about, especially when it comes to this Tony Ferguson situation. Hopefully, we'll get to that in a second. But first, we got to talk about a little bit of madness. Conor McGregor looks like he had to catch a Khabib fan slipping. And that's just my speculation. It sounds and looks like Conor McGregor caught a Khabib fan slipping, a Khabib troll, I should say. It seemed like, and this is just my idea of how things go in situations like this, because the details we have, Conor McGregor allegedly reached out for a handshake and then took the dude's phone and like broke it. And you know how that goes with celebrities, man. You fucking record somebody while they're with their family, or you record yourself saying some stupid shit. I don't want to really take it to the hip-hop world too much because a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about in this situation, but it's happened recently. You know, there's a dude that everybody loved to hate, fucking, what's his name, Tekashi 6ix9ine. He was at the mall and somebody walked up on him, oh, look at this rainbow-haired bitch, whatever they were saying, you know, just for the clout or for the video. And, you know, he turned around and handled the situation however he handled it, and he got charges pressed on him for that, and he got sued for that. So imagine this guy, and I'm assuming he's a Khabib fan because, for one, not because Conor smashed his phone, but because of his name. I mean, is that racist? I hope not. But this is the guy's name, Ahmed Abdurazak. And so, you know, Khabib being Muslim, that sort of sounds like a similar name to some of Khabib's peoples, right? And so you could imagine this Ahmed dude walked up to Conor, hey, fuck this Irish bitch. I don't know what he said. Some stupid shit that pissed Conor off. Conor's like, hey, come here, let me shake your hand, man. Snatches that phone, yep, boom, boom, hits it with the crunch. And yeah, I gotta pay for your phone. Suck my dick. I got Irish 12. I'll pay for that with 3 bottles of proper 12. I mean, yeah, I'll pay for your phone, but just know, don't ever walk up on me with that shit again. You're lucky I didn't give you that death touch with this left, so not too much on the Conor McGregor situation, honestly. It's really just some celebrity shit. Someone walked up on Conor, got their phone stomped, and now they're suing Conor McGregor. But hey, that's not too much of a big deal. It's Conor McGregor. He's a guy we've seen kind of wild out. Now where we're about to go, and yeah, the fans suing Conor too. Well, he might get settled. Not a big deal. This guy actually is not known for wilding out. He's known for being a little cuckoo with this trash talk. But he's not known for fucking fighting fans and starting brawls and he's not even a trash talker. Like, not the kind that, you know, is out of line. He'll sell his fights and have some fun before his fight, and it might sound a little cringy or crazy at times. But you don't look at Tony Ferguson as a guy like that. He doesn't seem to have those type of wild flashes outside the cage, right? Like, you never hear about Tony Ferguson getting in trouble and fighting with no fans or getting sued. He doesn't throw anything at press conferences. He doesn't jump outside of the octagon. He's never been that guy. And so now Tony Ferguson's wife has filed a restraining order on him after multiple police visits to the home. And this is an unfortunate situation. Now, to be fair, we don't know exactly where Tony Ferguson's mental state is. And I hope if it's not where it needs to be, it does get better. But you could, you know, these guys are fighters, right? So it's a touchy subject, but there have been issues with fighters in the past with domestic violence, and I'm definitely not grouping Tony Ferguson into that case. I think it's a per case, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, every fighter has domestic, you know, abuse issues. That's not the case. And Tony Ferguson's one of the last guys I would have expected. But at the same time, these dudes are fighters, and you know what it takes. You have to be just a little on the wild side, just a little bit, to be a fighter, I would say. And so that's why you can never just give Tony Ferguson or anybody You don't know the details. You don't give people, you know, a pass because what if it's true? Now, with that being said, I want to respect their privacy and the family's privacy, and I'm praying for these people, you know, because this is on the surface, you know, it's bad, but his wife just released a statement. We'll look at it. It's not even, you know, she's Tony Ferguson's a great husband and a good father, so it's not terrible. It's not like, oh, there's pictures, Tony Ferguson, you know, there's nothing. It's not even like, it doesn't even seem to be physical at this point. But the reason I'm touching on this is because I was just on Twitter the day before this happened, and Tony Ferguson had a cryptic tweet, and it just kind of got the wheels turning in my head a little bit. And what he tweeted, man, and let me go to his Twitter, make sure it's still up, and he didn't delete it. Because, I don't know, it seems like Tony Ferguson might be in an unfortunate situation, and if so, that's why my prayers are just with him. I'm staying out of it until it gets resolved. Tony Ferguson Twitter. And where I'm going, like it's not too wild, you know. It's not just like some crazy fucking tinfoil hat conspiracy. Like, even though it's funny because Tony Ferguson's like so close to Eddie Bravo, but I'm not going there. It's just that the tweet, you know, it signaled a little bit of an alarm. Here it is. Right. Oh wait, did he delete it? Oh, right here, right here. I'm the type of guy that has been antagonized, provoked, and threatened to take and not take fights or certain opportunities to benefit monetarily, otherwise my family would have been hurt. Now, we don't know what that means. It's extremely cryptic. But it's just, it happened the day before or 2 days before these domestic views, you know, so I was like, what? Because I got a comment. Let me explain how I got here. My boy John Doe commented, and he was like, yo, what happened to Tony Ferguson's wife and child? And I was like, what the? Like, it immediately, I thought the worst because this tweet. I seen this tweet 2 days before, and Tony Ferguson was like, otherwise my family would have been hurt, and he was threatened. Like, so I'm like, what the hell is he tweeting? Like, he sounded like he was tweeting someone would hurt his family if he, you know, like some mob type shit. And there's always been kind of like, I mean, in the past, people have said like the UFC was owned by mobsters, shit like that, whatever. So that kind of threw me off. And so when he said that, and then 2 days later I get a comment, someone's like, yo, what happened to Tony Ferguson's wife and child? It immediately sent red flags up, and I went to look for an article, what happened with Tony Ferguson? And it actually said his wife filed a restraining order against him after multiple police visits, but it doesn't say there's any domestic violence or anything like that. So in this situation, I don't know what's going on, but the cryptic tweet, and then there's been a lot of weird stuff in Tony Ferguson's career. He tripped on the cord before the biggest fight of his life, which was unfortunate. He tweeted about that as well, and it was about Dana White's quote. He said, anyone that wears sunglasses inside deserves to have that happen to them. Statement from Dana White after my knee accident when I was wearing prescription sunglasses. So Tony Ferguson was wearing prescription sunglasses, tripped on the wire, and Dana White was like, oh, he deserves it for wearing his glasses inside. So, and then another recent thing that just happened, was we all wanted to see Tony Ferguson versus Max Holloway, interim title or not. That's an amazing fight. And then out of nowhere, Tony Ferguson's like, nah, fuck that interim title fight. And it goes to Poirier. I'm like, Poirier versus Holloway, come the fuck on, man. Why do we keep doing this? Don't play with my heart. Why can't Tony Ferguson get one of these fights? You know, he was supposed to fight Khabib 4 times. It never happened. And so now all of this is happening, and I'm kind of just, you know, sitting back, lurking, watching what's going on. But it really feels like Tony Ferguson needs some help, whether it be mental help or just the Lord's help, honestly. Shit, I'm not even super spiritual, but, you know, you see some crazy shit, and it makes you say, man, I don't know, is it this side or that side? But that's another conversation for another day. But so, yeah, Tony Ferguson might need some, you know, we'll see where it goes. Hopefully everything's right. His family's okay. He'll be okay mentally, physically, everything. But, yeah, that's just something I figured we talk about. I mean, as, you know, an MMA current event. Let me know what you guys think about that, actually. We got a couple things to talk about before we start getting hyped for the UFC fights this weekend. I see my boy Jay Skills in the building. Stamina MC. I'm him. What's going on, everybody? Jay Skill says, gotta pray for Tony Ferguson. Politics, man. Politics. You got that right, Jay Skills. Israel Adesanya on Robert Whittaker. He thinks I'm not as good as I am. I'll show him I'm greater than I think I am. I think I can. I think I can. No, Israel Adesanya, man, I mean, he's always been a guy. He's confident. You know, he's confident in his abilities. He thinks he can beat anybody, and I don't blame him for that. But you ain't got to be scared to get your ass whooped, and Robert Whittaker is a savvy. I mean, and what? Hold on. You got to fight Gastelum first. What the fuck are we talking about here? Why is Israel Adesanya talking about showing Robert Whittaker anything, and you got to fight Gastelum? Red flag. Gastelum just might beat Adesanya if he keeps this up. We've seen it time and time again. People start planning after their fights. Oh, once I beat this guy, then I'm here. And then once I win this belt, I'll go fight that champion. Whoa, you got a fight coming up. Ain't no if and it, Tyron Woodley. Oh, I'm going to middleweight after I beat Usman. Whoa. You got to beat Usman first. I mean, it happens time and time again. Oh, what's next if you win this fight? Who's kind of going to fight if he beats Khabib? Is it going to be a rematch? Is it going to be Nate Diaz? Whoa. He's got to beat Khabib first. And that goes on here. Israel Adesanya. I mean, I hear what you're saying. And, you know, and Robert Whittaker's not alone. I think a lot of people feel like Israel Adesanya, I mean, he's not hype, clearly. He's a really good fighter. But as far as MMA, I don't think people look at Adesanya as the next John Jones off of his performances. It's not because of, you know, he's got smashed or anything like that. It's just he doesn't look like as dominant, as people kind of expected with the hype. But he's still a really good fighter. But just being a really good fighter might not be enough to beat the champion that has been through some really tough competition. Robert Whittaker's strength of schedule kind of explains how much fucking injuries he's going through now. This motherfucker was fighting killers, you know, for 5 rounds, and like them Yoel fights will take some mileage off you. You know what I'm saying? So some years off your life. So, interesting statement from the up-and-coming Israel Adesanya. But yeah, he's got to fight Gastelum first, so I don't even know why he's saying this. With that being said, we're going to move on. Darren Till unsure about fighting Ben Askren next. He needs to work his way up. A lot of people are unsure about fighting these wrestlers, right? I mean, the UFC was unsure about booking Till versus Usman back in the day when that fight could have happened. You know, I mean, he fought Woodley, but that was for the belt. It's just always something to keep an eye on when you've got like a really good striker, like, but also ranked really high, and they don't really want to fight the wrestlers. Like, if they give you an excuse, oh, he hasn't fought enough people, he's got to earn his way up, or oh, no. You know, like when people start saying shit like that and they haven't did a whole lot themselves, you kind of got to pump the brakes. Like, whoa, Darren Till, like, you did just lose to Woodley. I mean, if you're staying at welterweight, I don't see Till versus Askren as a completely fine matchup. He just beat Lawler. He's in the top 5. I mean, you guys have about the same amount of top 5 UFC fights. He beat Askren. You beat Wonderboy. That's it. Pretty similar. Both of you guys beat one top 5 contender. But you got a title shot. So, I mean, would you rather fight Askren next or Askren skip you for the title? I mean, it's up to you. But interesting to see Darren Till unsure about fighting Askren next. Maybe he wants to see him fight a couple more people. Maybe that way they'll take him out before he gets to him. I mean, stuff like this makes me want to see Darren Till fight a wrestler even more. I want to see Till versus Usman. I want to see Till versus Covington. I want to see Till versus Askren. If you're reluctant to fight a wrestler, it makes me question, like, yo, do you want that smoke on the ground? And maybe not, because wrestlers are, I kind of imagine, annoying as fuck to fight. You actually, you know, a lot of the times you want to stand and bang or whatever your style is, and is that the case with Till? It's not like he just wants to stand and bang with everybody, because you can't. You can't just stand and bang with Woodley. You can't just stand and bang with Wonderboy. You're not going to be able to just stand and bang with Askren. Like, if you just want to stand and bang, this might not be, you know, at the highest level where you want to be. Like, you just have to sit around and wait on the best matchups. Kind of in a similar situation to Wonderboy at this point. You know, like Masvidal, fine matchup. A Pettis, great matchup. Like, but as far as getting past the top guys, are we going to see you fighting the Usmans and the Covingtons and the Askrens? because the wrestlers are the best fighters in the world. I don't know if you know that or not. I mean, you can have all the hype in the world and the striking skills in the world, but if you're avoiding dominant wrestlers, real MMA fans are always going to know what's up, or think they know what's up, till they see you tested on that ground. And it's not much you can do about it. If your background is striking, there's not enough time to close the gap on the wrestling with these guys. The Usmans and the Askrens and the Covingtons who have been wrestling their whole life, you can't close that gap. You need 10 to 15 years. And so your best bet is to try and keep the fight standing, and that's hard to do against a dominant MMA wrestler. So interesting situation there, but the welterweight division is stacked with those guys. So whether you're Wonder Boy or Darren Till, you're going to have to fight these guys soon enough. We will see when. With that being said, oh, Mr. Perfect said he may have CTE. How is your live on another channel, Satoron Brown? I know nobody gets the notifications, all of that, because our main channel, it's crazy, bro. I'll see people making clips with videos and movies and songs and fights, and I've never seen them get banned from streaming for 3 fucking months. They'll find one video I did 3 months ago and say, oh, now you can't stream for the next 3 months. It's ridiculous what happens to our channel, but we can't stream on our main channel full-time MMA for the next 2.5 months for some straight bullshit. I mean, really, for content creators on YouTube, there's nothing there. It's like a desolate desert, unless you're making like super daycare kid friendly. Hi guys, you guys want to color flowers today? And even then, you might use the wrong fucking color. Like, unless you're plugged into some... It's like politics, bro. Being on YouTube right now is kind of like being a UFC fighter, except for you don't get punched in the face, and you get paid a lot less. But I'm talking about the sense of they do whatever they want, and you don't have like some sort of union. You can't do shit about it. That's how it is now. There ain't no way for me to go gather up all the YouTubers. What's going on, guys? We got to come together. This is bullshit. No. Take it or leave it. Do you like being on the platform and trying to build a community, or do you just want to go back to your fucking normal life and just ignore all this shit? So, yeah, it's crazy. People don't get notifications. I've been getting screenshots of our thumbs up buttons not working. People like, yo, I left the thumbs up on this video, came back, it was gone. So people are like, yo, I got unsubscribed from your channel. We don't get in the algorithms like we used to. Just all out warfare on independent creators, or just me. And not just me, because I know it's a lot of channels, but I don't know if it's all creators. I don't know if I made a new account under a new name, Lion Fox 258, if it would be shadow banned, or if it's just something I did. I don't know how this algorithm and shit works anymore. So all that being said, we're going to be streaming on UFC Yankovic for the next 2.5 months. Fight companions and everything. So yeah, Toron Brown, there's your answer. Did they say you streamed fights full-time? No, they didn't say I streamed fights. They don't even give you a good explanation. It's the same thing when my PayPal's got flagged down. They said they didn't have to give me an explanation. They told me who the person was that flagged my shit, and it said, like, Glory something. I've never watched a Glory show on here, so, like, what the fuck? Glory what? Glory found a video from 3 months ago, 4 months ago, and now they're able to pull it down, and 4 months later, now I can't stream for 3 months. Like, I don't know. It's ridiculous. That's funny. Mr. Perfect said YouTube sounded like the UFC right about now. I mean, except for the fact that I don't get punched in the face every day. Like, as far as being powerless, it's pretty similar. Unless, yeah, like I guess you're like got 10 million subs. You know, like if you're the Conor McGregor of YouTube, maybe you have some say so. But I'm more like the fucking Jorge Masvidal on his first fight in the UFC of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm like the Curtis Blades right now. I'm like the Tony Ferguson of YouTube. I don't got much say so in shit. No.
Vegan Chain Gaines got his channel back because fitness community stood up for him. And see, my community's not even that big. But yeah, YouTube is just Vegan Gains. Like, you can go through channel after channel of people getting fucked with. And it's just, like, from the articles I've seen, it's getting worse. Like, they're about to make it to where you can't use pictures. They are about to start copywriting pictures. If I take a screen clip, they're going to be able to shut me down for 3. What the fuck? Like, you are literally not going to be able to create content unless you are the official website. Or they allow you. Certain people are going to get, like, so it's getting crazy out here. Pictures, says Trey Young. Now, that's too much, man. Yeah, they're about to start doing it for pictures. They're literally starting to make pictures copyrightable. I'm like, what? Okay, whatever, I get it. Photographer power. The hell, YouTube says I'm him. Hey, it is what it is. Let's get to these fights this weekend. A more positive note than what YouTube is on. Darren motherfucking Till, the Gorilla versus Gamebred Jorge Masvidal. I can't wait. I can't give you much more of a breakdown or why I'm more excited of this fight than I did on the prediction video I did on the main channel, but Jorge Masvidal is and probably will be always one of my favorite fighters. I don't give a fuck if he, goes on reality TV shows. I don't give a fuck if he gets in a Bad Baby music video. Like, this dude has already put in the work. He's already paid his dues and did everything he needs to do. So anything, as if he ever does manage to get the politics on his side, he deserves it. Jorge Masvidal went through the mud, got it out the mud, and now he's literally went from he went from being, just a dude in the hood like me or you, like just came up from nothing, doing what you got to do to survive and, fighting in backyards, to being on the Kimbo backyard fights, to being a professional MMA fighter, to all the way making it to the UFC, to headlining UFC London. What? I just got to give my mans a little bit of a round of applause because I'm proud of my boy Jorge Masvidal. I don't know him personally, but just backyard to bright lights. Love shit like that, so I'm always rooting for my dog. Sucks he's fighting against another one of my favorite up-and-coming fighters, though, Darren Till. All I can do is watch these fights and just hope neither one of them lose, like, draw. I don't even know. It's not a good position to be in if you're a fan of both of these guys. Leon Edwards, Gunnar Nelson, that's a really good fight. I think it's a fight Leon Edwards could dominate if he doesn't get submitted, but you're going against Gunnar Nelson. It's kind of like saying, it's kind of like a wrestler versus Damian Maia. Gunnar Nelson isn't as skilled as Damian Maia, but it's a similar matchup. He's a really good fighter on the mat, and if you're looking to take him to the mat, you're putting him in his comfort zone. So Gunnar Nelson's not anywhere near out of this fight. And now, if Leon Edwards decides to not take him down and decides to keep the fight standing, it could get worse for Gunnar, but I'm not counting Gunnar all the way out. I think he actually might find the submission here. But I think Leon Edwards is probably a little more well-rounded and in his prime right now. But Gunnar Nelson could for sure pull off this win. Dominic Reyes, devastating, perfect nickname. The Devastator Dominic Reyes taking on No Time Volkan Ozdemir. Somebody's going to sleep. They might as well come out with a blanket and a pillow. Both of their corners. Come out with a blanket and a pillow because one of you guys as fighters is going to sleep. Someone's going to need a blanket and a pillow in this fight because Volkan, No Time Ozdemir has knocked out two of the best light heavyweights in the world in under a minute. Dominic Reyes is just extremely impressive, undefeated, 10-0, coming up from the LFA, had some amateur experience before turning pro, and now he's just fucking smashing fools in the UFC. This is a step up in competition. I'm looking forward to it, man. Volkan could easily knock this dude out and shut the gate on him. But he could also come out here and just, he's only 10-0, so it's kind of hard to envision him in the top 5, or potentially fighting John Jones in 1 or 2 fights. It's hard to see that. But he's got the potential. So we'll see what happens in that fight. The prospect Nathaniel Wood, I like this guy a lot. He's one of the actual guys that came over from Cage Warriors, I think, as the champion, but he actually has a ground game. A lot of the fighters that come over from Cage Warriors, man or woman, you know, the Molly McCanns and others, just UK fighters, like, and of course it was more like this back in the day when there was not wrestling near as much in the UK, but that used to be, most UK fighters were a lot better standing up than in grappling environments. Nathaniel Wood, and we've seen that with Molly McCann. She came over here and just got fucking taken down desperately by Jillian Robertson and just had nothing for her on the ground. Nathaniel Wood's got like 4 or 5 wins by submission. He can hold his own on the ground here. And with that being said, if you're a good striker and you can hold your own on the ground, I give you a really good chance of winning your fights. And so Nathaniel Wood, I really like him in this fight. The prospect, he's young, 25 years old with like 18 pro fights. I got my eye on Nathaniel Wood. He's going to be fighting El Teco Jose Quinones, who was supposed to be fighting my dog, Sugar Sean O'Malley. Unfortunately, USADA was on that baby back bagel biting bullshit. So I got Nathaniel Wood in that one. Danny Roberts versus Claudio Silva. I think Claudio's, he undefeated at like 13-0 or something, or 13-1 maybe. He's fighting Danny Roberts. Claudio, really good submissions, but Danny Robert, he's got good stand-up and he can hold his own on the ground. He's kind of like a more experienced or more UFC experienced Nathaniel Wood. And it's really similar to the exact fight I just broke down. I think he can hold his own on the mat and he's good stand-up. So if you're Claudio, who's going to be looking to win a submission, you can submit him, but he can hold his own on the mat, so it takes away from your chances. So I like Danny Roberts in this fight. Jack Marshman versus John Phillips. That's a fun one. I mean, John Phillips coming out of SBG, like, they just need wins. They really just need wins. I mean, John Kavanaugh's crew, I mean, outside of Conor McGregor and Gunnar Nelson, Gunnar Nelson, I'm pretty sure doesn't train there full time. They really don't have much people. Homie just got to win. Bellator. Dude, they got fucking stiffened. What's his name? James Gallagher? Right? That's him. By Ricky Bandejas. Yeah. He just got a win in Bellator, but it wasn't like against a world beater. So, you know, SBG, they really got to, you know, if they want to be known as a better fight team, and maybe they don't, they got to get some better fighters. Jack Marshman, a little more UFC experience. I got him to win this fight. He's a little more experienced, and he's not fighting out of SBG. Like, not much to it. Not much invested into this fight either way. Let's check out the prelims, though, because there were some good prelims on this fight I saw. Joe Duffy versus Mark Jacasey? What? That's on the prelim? That's not headlining the I mean, I guess Arnold Allen and Jordan Rinaldi's a really good fucking fight, so I can't be mad it's not headlining the prelims. But those are both really good fights. Jordan Rinaldi, Arnold Allen, Mark Jacasey, Joe Duffy. I know Saparek Safarov. I don't know this guy. Tom Breeze versus Ian Heinisch. I like that one. Danny Henry, Dan Ige. Nice fight. Priscilla Cachoeira versus Molly McCann. Molly McCann about to put the whooping on her, hopefully. If Molly McCann loses this one at home, after losing that one, she fought at UFC Liverpool. She was the only fighter from Liverpool on the card, I think, aside from Darren Till, of course. But she lost in front of her hometown. It was terrible. Hopefully she can correct that, and with the win over Priscilla Cachoeira, who made her name in the UFC by catching one of the most vicious WMMA beatings we've seen, thanks to the ref. So yeah, and then Mike Grundy versus Nadin Armani. That's interesting. Maybe Mike Grundy took it on short notice. I don't really know much about him, but Nadin Armani, he's a good fighter. So a lot of good cards, and all the full-time family that's going to be there live with you guys. I'm going to be watching the fights, hopefully. The thing is, tomorrow is my girl's birthday. And now we told ourselves going to the UFC last weekend was both of our birthday present, because mine's coming up in 2 weeks and we're broke. So it ain't like we're going to the UFC and celebrating your birthday and celebrating my birthday, because that's for rich people. But it is her birthday, and unless we're going to like Applebee's for some half-price appetizers, I'll probably be doing a fight companion, and we might just celebrate afterward. But I'll probably be drinking. It's my girl's birthday. Shit, at least I'll be drinking during the stream tomorrow, you know, if I do still stream, which I plan on. I do want to watch these fights. So to the full-time family, given sure name, Stamina MC, Mr. Perfect 2005, and of course Jay Skills, everybody that stopped through on this channel, I do appreciate you guys coming through for the live show. That's all we got today. Thank you guys for coming through, and if you're listening on the replay, make sure you go check out UFC Yankovic. Subscribe there. That is where we're at for now. We just dropped the remix, the Stockton Slaps remastered version of Burgers on My Mind, the Derek Lewis song. Stockton Slaps is a god amongst men, man. It is crazy how good he makes some of this stuff sound. Like when he remasters it, like he's like a professional producer. You just take my goofy ass and like, you know, halfway trolling, and then he makes it actually sound professional. It is awesome. So salute to the full-time family. We will be here tomorrow most likely for the live stream on this channel, UFC Yankovic. Thank you guys for tuning in. It is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. I'm out.